Great.
Irving Berlin's Top Hat. It'll be with us at the Mayflower Theatre from Tuesday the 13th to Saturday the 24th of September. In the roles of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, Mary presents Tom Chambers and Summer Strellan.
Hi. Oh my goodness, hello. I feel like I should do an audition song or something.
Now, the show is based on the original RKO film, and it's going to be turned into a massive new musical, and it's on tour prior to the West End next year. So we're very lucky to have it at the Mayflower Theatre. The man to my left is the producer of the show, Mrs. Kenny Wax, who's brought some fine production to the Mayflower over the years. You may remember Aspects of Love with David Essex and The Witches of Eastwick with Marty Pellow. So I'm going to introduce the man himself, Kenny Wax. Kenny, the movie came out in 1935. It's taken 76 years to bring it to the stage. How come?
I've not been working on it all that long, it's fair to say. Although actually by the bags under my eyes, you might think that I have been. Let me throw it back with a question. To produce a musical, to produce a play, actually, you need something. Can anyone give me an idea of what? There is something that you need that you can't do without to produce a...
Everyone says that.
Funnily enough, that was the first answer last time, and it's absolutely right. It's not, even if you've got all the money, you still need something else. Talent, choreographer, yes. Something else.
Good answers.
Yes. Who said the rights?
Bingo.
Bingo. The rights is the question. The rights. Now, most plays and musicals you do have to get the rights for. Actually, if you're performing a Shakespeare, you wouldn't, because that's out of copyright. The laws on copyright bore you with slightly, but 70 years after the death of the last composer or lyricist or book writer, the rights go into what they call public domain. But with Irving Berlin, who lived to the age of 101 and died about 20 years ago, that will be a long time away. And so that's really where the journey started about 2 or 3 years ago, Robin. The rights are jointly held by the Irving Berlin estate and RKO Pictures, who made the original movie. And Irving Berlin's daughters are in their late 70s and mid-80s, and they have a monthly meeting in New York, and they decide and listen to the different propositions that are being put to them. And in the case of Top Hat, as Robin said, it has been 76 years. And I applied 2 or 3 years ago and made a case, I thought a very strong case, and I just got a flat rejection. They said, no, we're not interested. We've had many, many applications over the years. No, thank you very much. And I just wanted to dig a little bit deeper, because I just thought the time was right, really. And I suppose the answers were given, the rejections were threefold. The first is that they said, we've never done it so far. Why should we give you the rights now? And I really had to turn to or point them in the direction of my 9-year-old daughter, Jemima, and said, well, I'm sure some of you got kids and grandchildren of a similar age. My daughter wouldn't have even known who Irving Berlin was if I wasn't producing a show about a show that he'd written. So it just begged the question, another generation goes by. I just felt it was really important to extend the legacy. They liked that, so that ticked the box. They then said, because the daughters were all in their late 70s and 80s, can we really face the length of time? It generally takes about 5 years to put a musical on by the time you've workshopped it and rehearsed it. And I said, I promise you, August 2011, we'll get this show on. You'll all come to England and see it. And again, I think they felt that that was suitably close to be something that they could foresee. But the main reason, really, which brings us to Tom and Summer, is they said, we've never found a Fred and a Ginger who could possibly do this justice in New York. That's putting no pressure on them whatsoever. But we all know that Fred and Ginger are, really iconic dancers that lit up Broadway and Hollywood for 20 and 30 years. They made 10 movies together, actually, altogether. So enough of me. I'm going to ask Summer. Summer, we're not far away, a few weeks away from rehearsal.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Just thoroughly excited, because it really is my niche. I mean, I did a show called The Drowsy Chaperone, which was based in the 20s, and this has got so much fun and love, and the way that Kenny got, the rights and everything. It's got a lot of passion behind it, and and I'm really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. It's fair to say that when I first started thinking about the casting for the show, sat down with the choreographer and the director, and we had a whole list of names, actually. Actresses who could sing and dance, and Bill Deemer, the choreographer that Summer mentioned, took a look at the list, screwed it up, threw it over his head, get me Summer Strallen. That was all he said. It felt a bit like Saving Private Ryan, if anybody ever remembers that movie. Tom, I know yours background was very different. You were tapping in your mum's kitchen at the age of about 5, weren't you?
I think I used to tap on the kitchen floor without knowing about the tap films, and then obviously seeing those Sunday matinees of Gene Kay and Fred Astaire, just absolutely hooked on tap. I was in a company called National Youth Music Theatre. We used to go to the Edinburgh Festival every year and do kind of summer shows. And then you eventually try and get into drama school, because I was obviously a bit later, because you went into school, is it like
I went to a theatre school at 10, actually. I was supposed to go at 11, but I went a bit early.
It's a bit of it's definitely a long dream coming true.
And it's fair to say, when we were talking about the rights before, and the timing of something like this after 76 years, the fact that in the last 8 or 9 years, Strictly has become such a huge hit, 10 million viewers, and to actually have a leading actor that's won it 2 years ago, all hail. No, I just think it's... Because even in hard-line commercial terms, you know, it is obviously the same audience. Just tell us a little bit about Strictly, because for us who watch it on a Saturday night every week, it just seems to all be an absolute breeze, but you really get very, very little time, don't you, to learn the routine?
Yes, it's nice when you're watching it all the years before, because you just tune in on Saturday night and don't really realise the process they've had to go through to get to that stage, because it did end up being 7 days a week for 5 months. But it was pretty much the best, most fascinating 5 months of my life for a human experience, to go through this bizarre engine, because it is like a different world, and to have the gift of a professional teaching you, one-to-one, because really, I mean, I had done tap, obviously, at drama school and all that sort of self-taught, and I was thinking, am I cheating a bit? Because, I love movement,
no more than
love
Alicia
dancing.
Dixon.
Well, indeed, or Rachel.
Or Rachel.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
they've been a little bit trained,
Yes, but I have to say, ballroom and Latin, completely different to anything else.
Kenny, what can we expect from the set?
Oh, we have the most fabulous designer, a designer called Hildegard Bechler, who just won the Olivier this year, 2011, for Best Designer. And it's really opulent. It's very lavish. The truth is, you mentioned a couple of my other shows that we've brought to the Mayflower, but they were very much created as touring musicals because they'd been in the West End previously. Because this is a world premiere, this is really being created for the West End, but we're just going to do it in, I think there's 8 venues on the tour for 2 weeks each. So we're spending far more money than one could imagine you could normally do on a tour, because we're really building it and designing it for a West End theatre. So very big sets. Act 1 takes place in in London, I beg your pardon. Act 2 takes place in Venice. So we've got these 2 gorgeous locations. It's mostly a London hotel in Act 1, and also the park for Isn't It a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain, and the stage of a London theatre for the lovely song that we heard when we were coming in, White Tie, Top Hat and Tails. And then Act 2 is very different. Gondolas, Venice, again hotel, but outdoor piazza.
Gondolas?
A gondola, yes. We were going to do a press launch, actually. We are going to do a press launch in Manchester at the Lowry, which is next to the Manchester Ship Canal, and we have been talking about bringing, I don't know if you know this, bringing Tom and Summer in on a gondola down the Manchester Ship Canal.
I can see it now.
The jury's out, but no, it should look absolutely beautiful, actually, the set.
I'll just show you a few tiny little moves. The hardest thing to do ever, I don't know if you realise it, is something called a shuffle, which is literally that. But that takes a long time to kind of get right. Your leg's like a piston, and your foot, your ankle, you can sometimes often miss the beats. But if I were to if we were doing something with tap, if you were just to put a foot forward, because obviously you've got that, and that's okay, and that's making noise, and it's like a...
That's just walking, but on your toes.
Yeah. And then if you were to just push your foot forward, and you end up going onto it, that's like a tap step. And then the wonderful thing is you could just, that's when you can, and then you can kind of go forwards or backwards or round the room. And you see, it's just as easy as that. And the lovely thing is, it then just comes down to timing and rhythm. I'll show you that with a step, the heel, that's 1, 2, 3. If you just to do that over and over again, same step, but just change the timing. So I'll just try and show you that, try and hear the difference, but I'm doing exactly the same thing.
Showing off.
And then, of course, if you just mix it all up, do you know? Yes, and then you can just. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll do a. Do we do a single, and then
Single break, double break, triple break.
Yeah. Brilliant. Anyone else? Want to do a little bit of
come
tap?
up?
Come on, you must do. Anyone?
No.
Huh? No, lots of nodding. Don't know if you're going that way or that way.
We'll have them down to do some ballroom dancing.
Ballroom, a waltz.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so,
Okay.
shall we? Thanks, Mark.
Oh, come
So that-
on.
one,
We can hold
2,
hands.
3,
You
4.
can- That's the lovely thing, you can hold hands as well.
Here we go. That's a single.
And then a double.
Double. Tap step. He's mucked it up. Triple.
Oh, I think I went.
Yeah, lovely.
That was it. Wonderful. Well done.
So that's basically it. I mean, with Tom has a very sort of loose style, just like Fred had. Really, it's not. A lot of tap nowadays is very upright, whereas Fred really just. It was all about the rhythm, which is why also again he did those brilliant routines with the drum kit and stuff like that. So.
Oh,
Yes.
the lovely thing about tap as well. Oh, would you like to do? Would you like to do that again or anything like that? Do you want to do it again? Do we do it just a little bit quicker? Because with a single and a double time step, the difference basically is just an extra beat. The very first one would be a double would be,
Tap step.
and then a triple would be.
Shuffle. 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 You see?
Yes, it's that little.
So the first one hasn't got one, and then the second one
Yeah.
has one, and then the third one has a shuffle.
Right. So we'll do it a little bit quicker. Okay.
Okay? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7.
Oh, and then we have to finish it off. Yeah. Oh, very good, very good. And the last lovely thing about taps is that because you've got one on the front, one on the back, they're like ice as well. So if you get, this is a very good tap floor because it's nice and crystal clear. But what you can do, which is nice, is that you can slide on the front and the back. This isn't really showing off, this is just to show you
It is showing off.
what can be done. Haven't done this for a little while. I think it was on Friday. This is just to demonstrate. Right, so you can go. There you go.
Told you, showing off.
Let's see if I can go a little bit
Yeah.
further. Yes. Is it all right? Yes.
Careful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I think
Yes.
so, yeah.
Anyway, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, well done. Thank you. Lovely. Excellent.
One, two. Here we go. One, two.
So we're just going to go forwards and backwards.
So yes.
And then we're going to move, aren't we?
Then we're going to move.
Right, so, keep going. Ah. Thank you. Oh.
I think that the best thing that we want to get really is the same sort of chemistry that they had. You know, they moved when they moved. They looked like they were floating across the floor, and that's what we want
as
to try
one.
and bring to it.
It's yes, it's a great honour, but also a slightly daunting responsibility that we are going to be kind of at the head of the ship